Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to an FTG Live series all the way back at CPF, Coldborough Park Farm. Uh, Glad you're joining us today. I've been looking a few things just to update you on. One of the main things that I've been having a lot of trouble with my gaming capture. So hopefully I can get this squared away. They were actually going to replace me another one now that I've got my invoice for it. So hopefully they're going to completely honor that warranty and replace it. So I'm excited about that. Extremely excited. We're going to probably at some point. Yeah, I get your message there, FS. Hey, what's going on, Nick? Good to see you guys. I'm probably not going to have time to send you a list, FS. I will say this though. What I'm planning on doing, and I've been saying this, but I've been having a lot of problems with my game capture device. I can't hear audio. So I can't hear anything that anybody says, even if they were to join the game. We would party up. The way that it all routes into here and then routes back into my controller and headset, it does not work. So I basically completely stream Farm Sim in silence, and that's been going on for quite a bit now. After about 45 minutes or an hour it being on, it all of a sudden, snap of the finger, it comes back on. So they're going to honor the warranty, and they're going to send me a new one. So I'm hopefully after the new one starts up, I need something new to kind of venture into different areas of Farm Sim. So we're going to be doing some multiplayer, I promise, but I got to get my game capture set up so that I can get people in a room and we can discuss what's going on and be able to communicate with one another and have a good time. So just if you want to, you can message me on here. You can put your gamer tag. I'm saving all these gamer tags that I get, and then we'll get those guys out on the farm. I promise. It's just been it's not been a good experience with this capture device. Although I think it's just the case in point of I got a bad device. So that's what we're going to stick with. And so yeah, because I've got a lot of just random stuff, and it changes per map. So. Yeah, once I get into multiplayer, we'll get all that stuff set up. So no worries about that. What's going on, Nick? I am good, man. I know a little daytime stream here. Figured I'd do something a little different. Actually, actually sold that tractor that was on the front cover and picked up the 800, which I love. And I got this one in all black and the gray. So basically, it's the Black Beauty with black wheels, like it should be. All right, cool, man. Yeah, I'll definitely do that because I wanted to do some other stuff, some like decent silage ops, and do some maybe even some logging, depending on what the connection's like, and stuff that we can all be in the same fields and everyone be able to participate and get on stream and that kind of thing. I hate people doing harvest work, and I always used to joke around with Chuck. They used to jump on stream with us quite a bit. I used to joke with him that he was always on the opposite end of the map whenever I was doing something on stream. So I felt bad that he was working for free on the farm and hanging out, but yet we weren't able to really do things together on the same page. So that's definitely in the works. And if they're pretty quick with sending me a new game capture device, then I am going to be golden. I'm going to be excited about that. So. I was very surprised. They just upped and said, if you'll send us the invoice where you bought it from, and we'll send you a new one. I was like, what? So, hey, what's going on, Bird? Bird's the word. Yeah, I know, man. I know it's new. Harvesting. All right, well, good, because I hate harvesting. Yeah, morning stream. Had Fridays and Wednesdays are they're iffy days. Like I sometimes can, depends on what real world work I got going on. I just decided to go ahead and take a little break from that stuff today, and go ahead and get some of this stuff going. I just sold that New Holland, like I said early on, and bought the nice. Oh, can I get out of here? Yeah, there we go. Got that one. I like that one. I usually get the white, but I decided to get the black with the gray and black wheels. So that actually is what I think the Black Beauty ought to look like. But what map will I do? Probably assortments. Once I figure out, yeah, I've been testing out a couple of different new mods. Some of them are worth it, some of them aren't. So I'll probably zero in and hone in on a few different ones. I'll probably have a couple maps that I do with the Coon DLC, but I know not everybody's bought the Coon DLC. So I'll probably have a few that will not feature that, so that guys that did not purchase Season Pass or DLC won't be penalized for that. But once they send me that game capture device, I'll put some type of info. I don't know if I do a little video or I probably do Facebook, Twitter. I'll put out a mod list there for that multiplayer. Maybe put it in the description. And I'll probably keep it pretty light, just so if people don't have everything, that they won't have to sit there and download, an hour, 2 hours worth of stuff that we probably won't be using, if that makes any sense. Well, glad y'all love harvesting, because I can't stand it. I will send a worker any old day. Cropping it only holds true. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I hadn't done it because I don't do any root crop yet. I mean, I've kind of just held off on it. I mean, I kind of guess I got to get so bored with the rest of it that I eventually have to do something different. If I had my choice, I'd love to do potatoes with the sugar beet harvester. I don't know what it is about the potatoes and the planting and being able to utilize potatoes as your seed, but there's something about that that's just, I guess, a little bit different process that kind of perks the ear up a little bit. I figured you guys would like the morning stream here. It feels weird. Okay, it does work. All right. Yeah, it's fine. I definitely will. At some point, I will be getting that. We're going to do taxes. Let's see. We're going to start that up. So I want to say we're going to get that going somewhere. I think Thursday is our meeting. So after Thursday, I'll be go ahead and making a jump. And depending on what the tax man says, I've kind of been filling the wife out on that one, kind of letting her have, letting her have that one, just waiting on taxes, make sure we don't get surprised with the government, which we always can be, and sometimes we are. That's the only reason. We've been surprised before, thinking, oh, we're going to be able to do this, or it's not going to be bad, and then we wind up having to spend out and shell out a couple grand right at tax time. So I didn't want to buy a nice PC and then have to deal with, oh my God, you bought that computer, now we got to buy this and this, we got to pay the tax, this and this. So once you're married, you gotta give and let go. So it's going to happen eventually. It's just a matter of when. But once I do, and we get up dedicated servers and stuff, and get something going in that realm, yes, I will definitely put that up. And we'll either put the mods, we'll upload the mods, and make it really easy. It's a little bit harder on console. That's why I've not necessarily done it, but at least on console. But hopefully this game capture device thing is going to fix a lot of my issues, and I'm going to be able to kind of start getting everybody back involved again. So that'll be nice. I'm kind of actually looking forward to that. Yeah, Lostburg's good. I did it, and it's funny. I can usually see in viewership. I can see how many people are live streaming besides the normal people that come and show up for them. But I could tell if the viewership just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping, then people just don't want to see the map. And it's kind of starting to be that way with a lot of the maps, especially on console. I think a lot of our maps are just old. We don't have any of the new stuff. Because I would be more apt to try new maps that have never been really streamed that much, that may be obscure but might be really, really good. They're just kind of a diamond in the rough. Console, we just kind of get the latest and greatest standards. So there's just an assortment of videos and live streams to watch on these same old maps, like Coldborough. I mean, it's been done, dug in the dirt so many times, but I was like, well, I like it, so I'm gonna go back to it. Hey Jules, what's going on? Yes, early stream. I figured all my UK pals would appreciate that. Now I don't mind Bird. I mean, it won't. I'll be looking for some people too that want to, share some of the load and just kind of keeping things up and updated and up going, and that way we can just hit the road running. I know Ryan, he's one of the mods here. He's got a server up and going on the map, so if we had a couple different places to host out of and to do some streams and stuff out of, that would be more than helpful and nice. What Belfort do I use? I use that new modded one, the one that picks up 4. I believe that was, gosh, who was that from? I want to say it's from BM or Black Sheep, one of the two. It's the newest one that we have. We only got 2 that are this size. The other one picks up 3 bales, but it doesn't work that well. This one picks up 4. I like this one a whole lot better. Yeah, I know. And Coldborough's, I don't know, being a console player, it's brand new to me, so this was always one of my favorites to watch the PC guy stream. So that's, just generally I don't know why I've always been attracted to this map. Old Stream is good. Go-Tech with the spikes. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. I think this is it. Yeah, the other one that's kind of like the cream kind of, I don't know what you'd call that. It's a brown color. I don't even have it in here. If not, I would show you which one it is. I think I took it out. Pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. The reason I get the 4 stack is because I use these from the BM modding guys, or Black Sheep, whoever did these. BM, I think, did these, and they attach to the Quadra pack, and it makes the bales and then stacks it in stacks of 4, and then this thing grabs them up and stacks of 4. So you can't go wrong with that. It's pretty unruly little combination there. It actually, if you like stacking bales and you like doing all that stuff by yourself, it chums the works pretty quick. Yeah, Philip, I was kind of, hey, what's going on, Luis? I almost missed that. Yeah, it's been around since 15. You've had, well, actually, Thornton Farm, even it's coming out, it's still kind of the Chillington Sandy Bay feel and atmosphere, which I think people have neither come to love Oxygen David's maps, or they just don't like them. And maybe that's for the way the fields are structured or the way the maps are. Usually the farms are very, very, very tight. I'm not sure. We're definitely getting American Outback, which is an American, supposedly a big field, big farm. There's some video early play of that. I can't remember who's doing it, what the map is. But anyway, they've confirmed that they are going to bring it to console. So that's going to be something new that's, that's we've not really had, at least an American style map. So hopefully that's going to turn out really, really, really good. And I wish them a lot of success on stuff like that. You never know. We've got a ton of UK developers, and it would be nice to put in, a couple American maps in there. And I don't know, we may get something from Giants. We may get an official map with that big bud, because we really don't have a map to do it with. But that one is going to be one that's going to be American Outback. If you watch the gameplay on it, you can definitely see that big equipment style map is going to be perfect for that. And honestly, there's not a lot of difference in the UK and American farm style, except the American farm style is not quite as hilly and quite as terrain. It's a lot more flat than most of the farmland is, but the fields, at least where I live, they're not really much different in forms of square versus not square. The Heston bales, yeah, I'll have to do that when I get over to PC, I guess, because we don't have that on here. I'm gonna need to get some grass up. Good Lord. Yeah, it's FS is pretty good. Probably a little overpriced for the tools that it does come with. Although if you do like wrapping your silage and if you like that stuff, then it's probably worth it. I like probably, I'd say 3 or 4 of the items in there are really top notch. I really like them. And then the other ones are kind of like, man, I could live without this. I don't really need another, 4-meter cultivator. Hey, what's up, Colton? No, I don't have Train Sim. I'm on console. Sheep, let's see. Got 147, and I was fixing to do cows and get them going. But but I figured out that yeah, I don't have any of the feeding equipment. I don't have any money, so gonna have to go. I've got some wool up there to sell. I've got what 4 stacks on there, and then these. So I was hoping that they would get a little bit more. Don Diego. All right. I'm actually getting my pen out now because I actually have a little notepad. I have all this stuff down. Romain Schlick. What is going on? John Deere 9R. I hear you. Now it's a morning stream. Yeah. Yeah, I don't always get it. Wednesdays and Fridays are my days to do a morning, but sometimes, depending on how work is, I can get one in. And if I can't, then, I have to wait till later on. Let's see. I think I got crop destruction on. Yeah, dude. Drive the widest wheels through here. All right, I know I've got some of these fields, so we'll go ahead and pull this stuff out of here and go ahead and get some of this going. Let's see. Try not to destroy too much. Yeah, it should be on my end. All of my streams 2 hours. For the most part, I usually will play a little bit more than that. But for the most part, I think 2-hour streams pretty good when people are watching. Now, if you wanted to do like a multiplayer, let's see if I can get this trailer out of here without, what the prettiest thing there, but it worked. If you're going to do something like multiplayer, like I might do a little bit longer, especially if we're going to do like a night of silage or a night of something, and it might be 3 or 4 hours, but it's more of a social event than it is, just kind of doing some gameplay and getting some latest work and just kind of hanging out with the normal people that show up on stream. So, eventually at some point they'll be a little bit longer, but yeah, 2 hours is pretty good, especially for me doing it by myself. That makes for a pretty good length. It gives me a chance to get some things actually done. Plus, usually it's jam-packed with all kinds of info and little things here and there and tidbits along the way. So, and I always just, if there's anybody watching, it's not piped in on chat or anything, I always try to put what I'm doing in the description as well. So if you're kind of curious and you don't want to sit there and have to sift through 10 videos on a particular map, if it's something that you like, then you can always find out what's going on just by the description. So I did see, Colton, just piggyback on your train sim question there, I did see the new CSX train sim, kind of like trailer intro thing, and I gotta say, I was extremely impressed. I was like, wow. I was like, now that's something I might be able to do right there. Because I did buy one of them. It was like, oh man, it was something train sim, 2017. It come out early, maybe late. No, it was 2016. So it come out late 2015. It was kind of the newer version for 16. I'm not sure what it is. I've already since deleted it on my computer because this Mac wouldn't really run it that well. And it was okay. I think if I'd had smooth frames and been able to add in all the object detail and all the, all the stuff in it, I think it probably would have been okay. Mm. Yeah, I've heard about those 4X maps. I'm kind of excited just to see all the new. You know, outside of the tractors, they still all do the same thing. I mean, give me the stock these, and then versus give me now. The one things I do like the Colossus tractors. I like the Colossus harvesters, more or less just the way they look. There's nothing, you know, it's not like those harvesters do anything different in the sim than New Holland harvesters do. They just look different. But needless to say, I can't wait to get in there and see the new maps. That's really what I want to do. Yeah, see, doing the Amtrak and all that stuff, like I can't see doing that because you just, I don't know, I just can't see doing that. There's part of train sim that for me is appealing just for it's different, and then there's a part of it that's like, but I don't see how I'm gonna like, you know, keep up doing that because you can't steer, you can't go anywhere, you just like control speed. Yeah, FS, they are, especially the tracked one is a lot more stable, but it doesn't go over anything. Like the tracks won't get you over curbs, or if you get on bumps or anything like that, they don't really do a good job of you know, modeling what real tracks probably go further than wheels do, but not in this game. The wheels are way far better. Plus, you can actually see if you like doing things in first person, which I do. It's kind of crazy. I can't wait to get PC and we'll get the tracker, the Track IR Pro, that version 5. So I have head tracking in the cab. So that's I'm like so ready to do this thing, man. Oh, what I want to see in FS19. Oh goodness, jeez, that's a loaded question. Logging. Plain and simple, I want to see them invest some time into making logging fun, fair, challenging, with more mods, more equipment. I mean, I don't know if they feel like it's just, maybe it's not popular, maybe people don't play it, you know, maybe they don't. I mean, I know people don't play logging and do the logging side of the farms anymore because it's hard to do it, and it's not that it's too hard from a you know, controller standpoint. It's just so flipping hard to do it from the standpoint of getting in these maps, working with it, but then being punished so much when you go to try to sell this stuff. And once you've bought, you know, it used to be I played Farm Sim for the equipment. I used to play to do things so that I could buy the next step level up equipment, and then have all high-end trackers and all this stuff. And it's fine. I mean, I don't really use the money mod that much. I have to use it on the new maps just to keep streams interesting, because if y'all saw me constantly on a new map with the same standard equipment every single time, it'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired and sick and tired of seeing these old tractors, and seeing this and seeing that. I wish you'd do something different. Oh, let me shut this gate. So I would love to see logging get a substantial boost in its in what they're going to do for that. Yeah, graphics. I mean, graphics definitely need an upgrade with the textures. Now, console is going to be somewhat limited until the new consoles come out. They're still going to be limited to pretty much what we're seeing, because I would about guarantee you that Farm Sim's stretching the graphics, the animations, and all the controls. I think they're probably stretching the consoles about as far as they can go, and still create good-looking maps. Now, the one thing is going to be whether or not they switch engines totally and move to an engine that allows for terrain deformation, and you know, so when you actually plow, you're actually digging into the ground, which opens your it opens the mods up for construction style mods. Do you want to, you know, dig a ditch at the end of your field and put a drainage system in, or a drainage pipe in? I mean, yeah, it's not operational, but you know, it's one of those things where you can't do it. It's not operational in the PC version either, but people still do it all the time. I've seen Raging Gaming doing some stuff where he's been laying some pipe in like his little farm sim, quote unquote, construction sim, which is kind of cool. What's my favorite YouTuber? I don't really have a favorite one. I've got guys that I like that have supported the channel and supported me, and I enjoy watching their stuff. It's Johnny. 7610, he's one of the farm partners on my YouTube channel. He always stops in periodically to say, hey, I think he's in the UK. And Raging Gaming's another one that I like, because him and some of his mods and guys and stuff have come in, and these are, you know, PC guys coming to say hey to a console farmer. So that says a lot. You know, they want to see the community succeed, and they enjoy what I'm doing, and you know, they're very supportive of what I'm doing. So I'm appreciative of them. So I would say those are my two more favorite ones, just because they're the ones I actually watch. I don't really watch any of the rest of them, because honestly, when you're trying to plan and do your stuff for your own stream, I don't have much time to watch theirs. Yeah, I think I've got ground response on this one. I actually love. That's probably my favorite. Yeah, I do have ground response. It's probably my whoa. That is probably my favorite mod out of all the ones. I don't mind the crop destruction, although it gets a little annoying, especially when you have to unload. But I do like it. I like the tire track mod too. I forget what they call it, the tire dirt mod. That's a good one. And then yeah, the ground response is always good. I like that one a lot. I'd love to see Giants expand on these some. You know, give us a few other ones and some smaller ones. They don't have to be huge scripts, but I would love to see them add some of these, especially these guys that are coming out with all these tractor mods. I would love to see them come out with some of these scripts that allow us for the opening of the doors. And the only thing that kind of separates console is that they run out of buttons to be able to assign. You know, so if you got so many commands that you can only do so much. If you want to open up doors, then you've got to have a button and a combination to do it. And that's a lot easier on a keyboard, because you got so many more combinations of keystrokes that you can make. So, yeah, I don't know if anything like that's going to come, which is something I'm kind of asked on stream quite a bit. But I'm not sure if anything like that's going to come on console. But I think it would be cool. That interactivity inside the cockpit would be that would be welcome. Probably on this map, FS will do a couple. At least on this field. Now I'll start cutting the middle over there south of the telephone pole, and that way it gives me plenty of room. Because this one I've found that even though they say they fixed the workers and have made improvements, they still get the corner of this particular header gets stuck on the hedges every single time. So if I do two, then that pretty much seals the deal, and I can get away with it. I hate racetracking it, but it's just what you got to do with the hired help on console. Yeah, and FS17 will probably be. I think it's all handheld and mobile. I don't think it's not. The console and the PC will come out with 19. They come out every 2. So yeah, and I think and the PS4, yeah, the Vita. I don't know about the Kubota with the Big Bud. I haven't seen that. I saw the release where they were going to release the Kubota DLC, or that was a planned DLC release, and I neither saw something on an Amazon or something on there where they had leaked that, or someone from the company had leaked it. I don't know particularly if all that's, you know, I don't know if all that's true, but I would figure Kubota's probably going to bring some smaller stuff, smaller tractors, more small farm equipment. I don't know that Kubota does any kind of huge stuff. At least I've not ever seen. I've seen some of their track excavators and stuff. Some of those are big. Some of their backhoes I've seen are big, but I mean, you know, there's no point in us needing a backhoe in this game. That sounds good, Bird. I'm sure at some point I'll have some questions, so I will definitely shoot them your way. Yeah, I'm not too big in the old tractors. I kind of like the old case is about the only big tractor that I like. If they had old tractors that had that resemblance but yet had the horsepower, I would probably do it. But I usually, on specialty maps like this, you outgrow the tractor, the need for that tractor. You outgrow them pretty quick. I did keep a few of those old tractors around on old streams or the old stream farm, and I actually liked it. It was not too bad. We used to have the classic tractor pack, but they were just too classic for me. Like, I didn't mind them, but I don't know. It was like, yeah. It was like these things could barely even pull the trailer. Yeah, the USA maps. If you haven't been watching, if you are watching now and you didn't catch the early beginning on stream, we are getting American Outback, which is, you can find that in the forum and also in Facebook. I should flip it up right here, right quick. Where we at? Yeah, so I got Twitter is at Full Tilt, and you'll see Facebook scroll through here. It's Full Tilt Gaming. You can find me on there, so if you want to throw it a like, please feel free to. Not obligated to, but I do have trying to get a little Friday freebies in, so I'm trying to get the word out on that as well. So desktop screens, iPhone backgrounds, iPads, anything that constrains easily to your tablets or whatever you might be, you might want a nice, actual digital art with Farm Sim. I'm trying to put some things together. It's FTG branded, so if you want that, go ahead and give that a like. But also trying to share some of those things. But the reason in saying that was that on my Facebook page, I've shared the link and stuff from the forums where they go through what the map is, the development of it, and it's basically just the thread on it. So they've got the YouTube links in there for all the new videos, and there's a couple of guys that are doing kind of the first look, that they've got it before anybody else does. So you can kind of get an idea, and they've got a walkthrough where they kind of go through the different areas. And it's a very nice looking map. I mean, I was extremely impressed when I saw it. I was not expecting that. So I think it's going to be a good one, as long as it plays well and doesn't play too long. That was the one problem I had with Lawfolds, was it just played so big. I felt like I would do a 2-hour session, especially by myself, and I wouldn't have anything, like, feel like I got anything done. So, I got a field and got one cultivated. Wow. This one won't be too much different, because for whatever reason it goes slow on Coldborough. And these fields trying to wrap around. I need to do one more. Up. Yeah. Well, the thing about mods, man, is I would much rather them come out less than they do, as long as they're quality, as long as they work, they do what they're advertised to do. It still frustrates me to see mods come out that are supposedly tested on console from Giants and they don't work. Like, who was testing this? And I've seen. By the way, too, I wanted to throw something. I kind of figured something out too. I was looking on the mod hub on like looking on your internet browser. If you look on there, sometimes you read through the chain logs on maps, and because the change log sometimes will say what is planned. Now, not every developer does this, but I've noticed the past couple have decided to do this. But they'll actually put in there a change log, and they'll say something like, it's going to be console ready for version 1 point whatever. The newest one was that Wolfsburg. They said that their first in their change log for what they're going to offer as their next updated map of that version was going to be console support. So kind of keep your eyes open if you're looking through the mod hub and you're looking at these different maps and stuff. Look and see if the change logs are anything different than what they say. They may say just PC and Mac on them, but they might be planning to come to console. They're just not there yet. So just a little something I kind of picked up, because I kind of stumbled across that and I was like, no way. The one I liked, the one I saw was the ship simulator. I actually kind of saw that one, was like, that might, depending on what the missions and what the overall gameplay was like, if your trips were fairly short, and you had to navigate specific places in water, and the control of the boat was, there was some nice systems built into it, and I was like, that would actually might be fun. But I have not watched much ship simulator. I've not watched much of their gameplay on the ship simulator, but it still intrigued me. I gotta say, it was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. And then I saw a VR Insight makes like a they make like the whatchamacallit, the little controller for it. So of course I was like, oh, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, you know, I mean, course play's fine. You know, typically I won't say that it ruins the game, but I think for some people it does. It does kind of ruin it. I think too. I think there's some of. I almost think like a follow me would even be useful, and maybe more doable from a coding standpoint on a console, and maybe even the GPS mod. I would almost like that one better because your workers would work much more efficiently, and honestly would only use GPS mod just for the harvesters. If I could lay them out and let them do their thing and empty the trailers out and do all that stuff, I'll do all the other driving. I actually like the driving. I just don't like this going at 6 miles an hour through a field. That's the only thing I don't like. Yeah, well, Colossus coming, their agreement's in 2018, so I would look for them to be joining in. Now, whether or not AGCO stays in with the Challengers, the New Hollands, all of that stuff, if they stay in the game for 19, then that'll be good. I don't see why they wouldn't, because they've got, you know, all of our tractors now. But it would be nice. I think Colossus will probably stay on board. If they get in at 18 with all the handheld and the mobile games, then maybe look for a Colossus DLC where they open the door for their brand, and then maybe by 19 it's a new, you know, featured standard default stock brand that comes with the game. That's what I would maybe look for. But it would be nice to get a couple of different brands of stuff in here. I'm all about expansion, you know. I mean, anything that to do in this sim. I mean, I like there to be. I just like for there to be a good semblance of having a good. Well, let's say, how's the best way to put this? A good experience from an expansion standpoint when it comes to like DLC. Yeah, I don't mind the tractor mods. I don't mind that stuff. They're good. But I could forego the tractor mods if they bring stuff out that gives you a chance to expand the game and expand what you're doing. That's the one thing I loved about logging in 15 was that it completely expanded the entire sim. So you don't always get that, and I realize that. Even the Coon DLC stepped on those toes just a little bit because you got the ability now to wrap bales in different ways that you didn't have before, which gives you another operation, which is something else to do. And you know, for me anyway, doing silage and doing the wrapped bales has been, you know, it's been fun. I actually enjoy doing the square wraps and being able to stack them and do all the other stuff, and it's not nearly as hard as it used to be. So I'm doing only round bales. So you know, sometimes this doesn't even have to be a huge thing like a mod, you know, like a course play or a GPS. It could be something small, still relatively change and expand how you play the game. Hey, what's up? What's up, Patrick? Yeah, man. You're seeing it. I got my iced coffee in my cup. Got a harvester in the UK, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning, and here I am. And it looks like this guy's at least going to do 2 more rows before I have to do anything, so yeah. I'm gonna there's full. No, of course not. Let's see here. Let's see. I have no idea when FS Gold will come out. I mean, if it's anything like a 15, then I wouldn't look for it within a year. So I think all this stuff is, yeah, this is all dead. I accidentally let all this go. Yeah. Whoops. Let's see, okay, I already did that one. So we could go ahead and seed up that one. So we'll put down there. I've got wheat. Whoops. Got wheat already done. Alright, good. This trailer's full. I just need to put some fuel in this tractor. Hey, what's up, Ant? Yeah, man. I don't normally do day streams. Wednesdays and Fridays are kind of my mornings that I maybe can. They're just never guaranteed. It depends on what real work's doing and what I've got to do there. So this morning I felt like I had a couple hours this morning, so figured I would venture out, maybe do something do a little day stream from a UK bros and broettes. So that's it's good. It's a little different. You usually get to meet some new guys or talk to guys that you don't normally get to talk to when you're doing something at 2 in the morning. Well, good. I'm glad it worked. That's what I said. I don't normally do day streams, but it worked out. Broettes. Hurry up and sell some stuff, man. I'm gonna be broke here in a minute. Alright, now I have learned on this, we'll have to see how this works, but it doesn't work very well on Coldborough with the new worker system to seed your headland, and then make a couple laps and then do it. Let's see what I'm gonna put down here. Let's put soy or wheat. Let me see how many. Oh, I got plenty of bales. At least for right now. Well, I just coined that term, so I'm glad y'all like it. Alright, yeah, let's do some soy here. Let's see, nice. Okay, nice. That's gonna work. Yeah, so I think if I'm correct on this, pulling this down, it doesn't matter whether you pull the center, you're still gonna have to go through and do patches. But typically I get all the big long runs as far as you can up to the telephone pole and then the other way, and then eventually he'll stop and then you'll just have to turn him around and finish the rest up by hand. Let's see which one he does. Yeah, the brands are real, except for some of the mod designs may be different, because they may not choose to, or they may not have to put a real brand on it. Like Lizard is not a real brand, and there's a few of the mod designs that aren't real because they're still copies of the real thing. But the modder themselves, to get it to come to console and to get away from brand copyright, made it something make-believe. So, but everything that you get from Giants that's official DLC or official trailers, official like all the stuff I've got here on this farm, it's all real life stuff. You can see real pictures of it. Oh, let's see what the old harvester did. Oh. He had that. Yeah, and fertilizing. Yeah, see, that's what I meant. Like, you don't get too much on these fields. You don't get too much there before they. So you have to kind of finish things up there at the end. Yeah, so this one's doing all three. It's cultivating, seeding, and fertilizing. Now, this is probably by far, this is my favorite seeder out of the game. It's only 9 meters. It's not a huge one, but it does the cultivating before, so it works in my book. Oh, shrub there. Yeah, so it's doing all three, which is why everything looks so dark. So if you can get Some people will go out and fertilize the field before, and then some will do the weeder, like the one that does the oilseed radish, and then they'll pull this over it at the end, and it'll do all three. So you'll have 3-stage done. You'll have, of course, the weeder, which doesn't really matter. That's not that doesn't give you anything. It's the oilseed radish cultivating that back into the crop. So, I guess in saying that, all I'm saying is that if you do the weeder with the oilseed radish after you've done the rest of it, then it will. It actually does really good. The only thing is you got to cultivate before you do the oilseed radish. But if you do, then it fertilizes. Once if you do, say, spray or granular, and then you come back over with this thing after you've done the oilseed radish, and this thing will cultivate, seed, and fertilize twice, because you're cultivating the fertilizer, and then you're laying more fertilizer on top of it. So it's like a double shot of fertilizer in one pass, which is great. So if you do get into that kind of stuff, then I don't do too much of the pre-fertilization. I just don't have enough time. I run my game a little bit too fast to be able to keep up, honestly, with the 3-stage process. I'm not ashamed to admit it. No, it's in the standard game, Ant. Try to catch you at 4 a.m. Well, hopefully this will be a good early of the day. I'll probably, I'd just be looking for it. I'll probably be able to do Friday morning as well, the way it's looking right now. So I probably would be able to do that one too. Yeah, the biggest one can, but it doesn't fertilize. I mean, not fertilize. From what I remember, I could not get it to, at least on law folds, I could not get it to, oh, what's fixing to happen? Oh, I didn't know you could drive through the hedge right there. Interesting. I could not get it to cultivate. I got it to do what it did standard, but I could not get it to cultivate. I got it to do everything else, and it's supposed to cultivate and do the rest of it, but we were on law folds, and I could not for the life of me get it to cultivate, seed, and fertilize. See, that's what I was thinking, Philip. I saw the same thing too, and I saw it in the changelog and the updated stuff from Giants. I couldn't get it to do it. Maybe I go back and try it again. I mean, maybe there was something funky going on, or I don't know, but I tried, man. Probably the last episode of Law Folds that I put on here. Like me and Jules and Mario were doing a little multiplayer session, and yeah, we couldn't get it to work. We couldn't get it to work. We still had to cultivate it like we did like the old school. I didn't see my thing flash up. Let's see what's going on with the, yeah, I figured he'd be ready to go. Go ahead and empty him out right quick. Hey, what's going on, Greg? I know, man, y'all probably think y'all have seen a ghost. Who was this FTG in the daylight? Somebody's hacked his account. Yeah, I figured it'd be good to get something in for my UK bro and broettes. That's a new term, I've coined them. It'd be something good to get them into being able to watch the daytime. So. Whoa. Probably at some point. Let me see what my prices are. I might just take this down and sell it. Canola's, it's a little down, so. Canola's going up, so I'll keep my eye on that. I've actually got a trailer load of that, so get some money coming in. This is probably one of the maps that I did the most legit ever. Do I prefer? No, I just like them on this tractor. This is one of the few tractors that allows you to do the twin narrows, which for whatever reason I just like on this tractor. It's just got a body shape and style that fits it. Actually, no, I can't do that. It's going to be a train wreck there. Generally on the other ones, the only one that I've used twin wheels on is Lawfolds. I think I did the Valtra S series, but the rest of them I don't necessarily care for them. I don't like them now, especially now that they have collisions on them. What's up, Scott? Yeah, I thought I'd let you know, Scott. I was just gonna text you on Twitter, but I figured if I stream, I'd let you know. Contacted the stream guys, and they are going to send me a new unit. So, well, dang, Greg. Hope everything's all right. That's one for the books, though. Going to get an MRI, riding in the car, watching FTG live stream Farm Sim. Yeah, the Fate and Furious. I'm about ready for the Furious to get out fastly. I'm tired of seeing their movies. They're good. I'm just tired of seeing them. I'm like, oh my gosh, how much longer you guys capitalize on this? Yeah, no, he's over half. Okay. Alright, see if we can finish this. Uh-oh. Is this the ongoing problem, Greg, or is it just something that recently happened? And you realized maybe your knee was gone? I could imagine. I don't have the best knees, but I've not had any serious issue with them, but I couldn't imagine. That's something I think a little bit of everybody takes for granted. Dadgummit, it's what I was hoping I'd stay away from. I still swear I think Farm Sim 15X is like quick, but I mean I can't even do this before it starts growing on me. It's the last movie, good. Good. I'm just gonna have to erase part of this, but it'll grow back. We're going to part 10. Oh boy. I figured they were on part like 12 or 13 by now. I mean, I like the first 7. But I'll be honest with you, after Paul Walker died, I lost the pizzazz for the movie. I gotta say. He was about as cheesy as they came, but he made the cheese extra cheesy. It was a good cheesy, you know? You expected car guys like that, who usually are pretty cheesy. I mean, he was the typical guy in the Evolution wanting to race the Corvette at the street corner. You know what I mean? He was that guy. When they say don't be that guy, he said, no, I'm going to be that guy. And he owned it. Dude, the sandwiches. Oh, man. It sounded like that hurt, Greg. Now I've broken ankle, and I remember the feeling of hearing that crack and that pop, and it wasn't even a big one. And it was relatively small fracture, but man, I remember that feeling, and oh, it made me sick to my stomach now. Well, hopefully you get a good report. They're okay, Ant. I mean, they're, you know, I thought the first ones are better than the latter ones. Yeah, the addition of the rock kind of brings in an extra level of cheese to it too. I don't mind the other ones. I mean, it's a pretty good series, but man, it's been going forever. I would have much rather seen them take Lord of the Rings to like episode 10. Oh man, I bet so. Yeah, I had a lot of respect for catchers, man. I was always on the pitching mound, but I have arm problems, so I guess if you guys got knee problems, I have the old standard baseball elbow and shoulder. I pretty much can't even throw a baseball now. I can hear if I'm in a really quiet room and I rotate my shoulder, you can hear it grind and crackle and pop. And pretty much pitching since I was 7, all the way into college. I mean, or at least tried to in college. I never made any kind of starting lineup, but yeah, it's all the way through high school, and was good at it. But man, it tore my arm up. Yeah, they're okay, man. I mean, they're worth watching once. I mean, you know, pretty much the first one. If you like it, then you're probably going to like the rest of them. The race scenes are really good. I mean, they do a good job with all that stuff. I mean, if you like cars in general, they're really good. But yeah, Philip's right. I mean, it's 16 years of movies. I mean, I was a senior in high school when they come out. I remember, man, when the first one of those movies came out, it was pandemonium. Everybody had to go out. You want to know why everyone's got a Honda Civic with a potato shooter on the back for an exhaust? That's why. Like that whole movement started with Fast and Furious, like in the late '90s, and that became like the thing to do. And it didn't matter what kind of Honda you had. I mean, it could have been your mama's Honda. But if you threw a big old potato shooter on the back of it, and that thing, you know, rice rocketed down the road, man, they would fill up the movie theaters and that every single time they go to watch that movie. You'd have all these car clubs, and I mean, that's when all that stuff like completely took off was Fast and Furious. Yep. Can I use the T7? Well, it's basically what I'm in. It's just it's a different brand. I don't have the T7 on here. I sold it right before I started streaming. And what did I buy? Oh, I bought all those other the 800. Yeah, the mid mornings it's good. I mean, you know, I was always hoping that I'd get a little different, you know, people watching. Kind of, you know, get the base up a little bit of viewers and stuff, but mostly just you know, do something for especially those people that are across the pond. I mean, I had some other things I could have done today, but I was like, nah, I believe I'll do this. I feel like going back and kicking it old school in Coldborough for a bit. I feel like I'm a little bit more energetic. It's not 2 in the morning, so I'm not struggling. Which does happen. Tractor's working. Alright. Let's see if he'll at least do a row or two. Go ahead and get this guy going. The good thing is, I don't know if you guys saw the pattern I did on this one. This is probably about the best pattern I've found on this map to do it the way that he's doing it. You know, you have to deal with 2 light poles. But, you know, if all you got to do is come back and grab those two little pieces right there, that's not too bad. And for the most part, as long as you make the 2 rows, he will grab everything, and that's including everything that's in my viewpoint right down there at the bottom. As long as he doesn't get too offset right here, you might have to like run him over and restart him, but he'll do this whole entire field. And this is probably one of the better, bigger fields, but it's a tough one because there's obstacles in it. The one that I really want to get into is 6, and I haven't bought it yet. But that's one I definitely want to do. Oh, thank you, Philip. There we go. Well, I'll tell you, if you know, I say this, but I haven't done it yet. But I kind of, you know, frequently talk about monetizing the channel and, you know, open it up donations. I guess I kind of always just wanted to see if this was something I could do, and I wanted to see if there was a not a desire, but I guess a desire to see what I had to offer farm sim wise. I mean, there's plenty of guys doing it, but you never know how you're going to break into, you know, break into the mold or break out of the mold. But it has gone a lot better than I ever anticipated on it going. So I kind of always set 500 as actually my sub goal, and then I'm going to monetize and open up donations. And if people want to, you know, if they want to do that, then they can. Obviously, you're not obligated to do any of that. But if I could justify being able to use this as a part of my income, which I never anticipated on actually being able to do realistically anyway. But if that does happen, and I get to the point where it's like people are like, yeah, I like the channel, I love the channel, I want to see you do more, then I can show that check to the wife, and I'm like, here, this was from YouTube, and her eyes will be as big as, you know, golf balls, and she'll say, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, that's why I have to do daytime stuff. So if it is, then maybe she'll get off my back, at least when it comes to doing things during the day, and I can do more. I missed. And I can do more live streams during the day, which, you know, by the time I get into X-Plane and start to do with that, I mean, I'm going to want to do Europe flights where I can be with full ATC. Doing it in the States, doing it on Pilot Edge in the afternoons or the later. So if I can justify needing more time to do it because more time is money, then I think I'll be able to make that happen. But until then, it's probably just going to be, you know, God, it's so dark on this map. Let me speed up time. Sorry. But if I can justify it to her and get away with it, then that's going to be okie dokie with me. I have no idea what the next episode will bring. Pretty much whatever I feel like doing at the time. I've been stretching myself. I've been trying to think. Ryan had a really great idea the other day, He told me I might make me up a wheel that has all the maps, and then I might make another wheel that has operations on those maps. And I might just start the video off by spinning the wheel and seeing what it is, and then spin the other wheel and see what it is. So, oh, look at there. Looks like I'm doing cutting grass on Old Stream. You know, whatever. So, I mean, it's we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, what am I doing up early, man? I just trying to get a little daytime stream, a little something different. I had some time here today and figured I'd throw something up there for the UK peeps. Yeah, that would be the idea, Philip. I do quite a slew of other things that make up my main, my main income. But if this during the daytime, I'll be able to to do more of this, then I can do more of this as this becomes extra money that I can make here at the house while I'm here doing other things. If you catch my drift, so this would be basically side money. This would be extra stuff on the top end that I don't need to make to survive necessarily, but it will it'll allow me to extend, especially when it comes to PC, whether that's as gaming peripherals or whatever it is. If it can help fund all that stuff and it doesn't have to quote unquote come out of my bank account to do testing of different things, do good reviews of different peripherals for PC and different stuff for different games. I mean, at some point, I would love it if a game maker wanted to say, hey, here's a steering wheel, try this out on your racing game. Sure, I'd love to, but it'll be a while before any of that happens. But if I think it'll happen and I plan for it and I push myself to that point, then it will. But if I sit here and say, man, that's not going to happen, then it's probably more than likely not. Well, what's going on, Cracker? Oh, really? Oh, I thought they'd do a little better job than that. Yeah, and this is I almost thought about just... Oh, wait a minute. I never... Oh. Well, look at there. Ain't that wild? Okay. So I actually came out of that field and started working in this one. I guess he must have extended the seeder over too far. Favorite map? That's a loaded question. Favorite map would probably have to be... It would probably have to be this one. I don't know, for whatever reason, I try to do maps that do really well on stream that people want to see. And I think since this one's been out for so long that maybe people don't want to see this, or they don't really care to see this one. I'm not exactly sure which it is. Maybe it's just because it's been around for a while. And I try to do stuff that everybody wants to see, but if I had my personal favorites, this would probably be one of them. And I still like Chellington, and I still do. I don't do anything from it, but I still like it. So I don't have... Oh, shoot, I don't have my sprayers here. Oh, I'm going to be in the red for long. Alright, let's see. We'll go probably sell some stuff, I bet. Let's go see what we got. Alright, so it's moving up. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of this canola off. I've got 2 trailer loads here, so I'm going to at least get a couple of those going. And let's see, where's he at? There we go. Going to empty him out, then I'll fill up, and we'll go ahead and sell this. Another field too on this one, it's really good, is 16 and 17. Relatively flat, relatively square. At least if you start on the outside of one of the fields, you know, you can pretty much go down the edge. You know, but got a bunch of stuff over there towards 14, I believe. Yeah, I got a bunch of Macoon DLC stuffs over there. 15's pretty good, and I'm not a huge fan of all the grass fields behind there. They're all separated with hedges, but 16 and 17 are both fairly decent. Not a lot of obstacles in them. At least I don't think there's any in 17. So I'd say I got 2 subs. I'm not sure who that was. They didn't show up here. I'm assuming because you might have your subscribers on private, but thank you, whoever you are. Appreciate that. Getting a little closer every day to my 500 goal. Hey, what's going on, Chris? How you doing, bud? Something else that I have to, I don't know if I want to say I'm embarrassed or I've noticed that this works, but the actual fuel gauges in all these tractors, when they're on the post, like this tractor, they actually work. They actually display what the real fuel in the tractor is. If you're ever, you know, just a random fact of the day. Good. Just the defaults. I have yet to buy anything in this one. This is probably one of my more, you can see I only have $3,600, but you can see this is probably one of my more less modded farms for stream. I pretty much did this one. I started it and then I went back and had to redo it again because they updated it, and the updated, oh come on, get in there, the updated version, what's it? Oh, I'm stuck on the mud flap. The updated version made you go back and start a whole new map. So I tried to, what in the world here? Let me move this tractor out of the way. It's getting in my flow. You don't have a problem getting anything in there. There we go. I don't know why I did that. Now we're just going to go fill it back up again. Alright, let's fill her up. Yeah, so let me look here on the big map. So I think everything in, oh, the only one that I bought was 24. That was an extra grass field that I'd bought to do wrapped silage. So I think 7, 8, 9, 2, 4. I think all of those are stuff that you get with the regular game. I mean the regular game when you start it. You get 22 and 23. The only one that I bought extra was another grass field, which was 24. The rest of them are all the standard what you get with it. You get a lot of fields with this map. Now some of them aren't very, you know, they're kind of hit or miss. I mean, like this little cornfield up here, I haven't done anything with it because this is basically small. I mean, I don't know. I won't say there's not a reason to, but you'd have to plant corn on both, but now they've updated the hedges that trailers won't go through them. So, you know, if you put your header on your, if you put your header on your harvester, it's not going to go through the hedge now. Now, your harvester will go through the hedge, but the header and the harvester together won't go through. There's something with attachments and tools and implements that they've done on there. Yeah, I agree, Greg. I'm the same exact way. All right, let's see where I'm going with this. I think I said biogas. Yes. So the way to biogas is pretty much where I just came from, but we got to go the long way, I think. And okay, yeah, I see where we're going now. Get on the right side of the road. I do wish someone would come up with a brake mod, something to modify how the braking stop distance. I wish they would modify that. There's no way these tractors stop as soon as they do. I'd love to see that be a little bit more realistic. Yeah, the Outback map is coming. They said so on the forums that it will be console ready. As for when, I don't know. I don't think they really had a complete timetable, but I think some of that was based in Giants and Giants testing, so it could be a week, it could be a month. It depends on if it gets sent back to them for small errors that need to be fixed for console, but it is coming. So yeah, I mean, it's funny, man. Greg, I kind of went back. I was trying to think what that map was. I went back the other day, and people were like, "What? You're playing what?" I was like, "Yeah, well, I got bored." Drummer, it was kind of funny. I was talking to Ryan, one of the mods here, and was talking to him, and I was like, I can always tell what maps are more popular than others because I can tell what the viewership is, and I can see what the views are after it gets uploaded. And funny thing was that one got 300 when it first came out. Everybody wanted to see it, 300-400 views, and within a short period of time, and then that pretty much dropped down map by map by map to like 120. So I mean, it's funny how you can kind of see where people are like, yeah, I don't really like that map, but then you could go back to kind of a classic oldie goldie, and then all of a sudden the viewers like jump back up and they're like, oh, I remember this map, I loved it, I don't ever play it no more. I mean, it's funny, man. I do the exact same stuff. It's like I'd run back to, what was the map I went back to? Oh, I went back to Sandy Bay and did logging on Sandy Bay and logging on Old Stream because it was different, Hey, thank you, bud. Appreciate it. It should pop you through here. I'm gonna see if we restart, unless you keep your subs private, which if you do, that's fine. Sometimes I'll start up this thing here, and it's supposed to let me know when people sub and all that good stuff. So if they are private, no worries. Let's see. Oh, we'll hold up traffic here. Alright, there. Okay, there was the two there. So there's Carlos Toomer. I saw he's in there. Let me see if this thing actually updates. It should. They're finally getting a lot of this stuff here for Game Show. There we go. Man, it's not Tar Heels, it's Tar Holes. Can't stand Carolina, man. Can't stand them. Oh. Terrible. Yeah, I'm a Duke fan. I will not cheer for Carolina under any circumstance. They could be playing the University of Nazi Germany with their head coach from the USSR, and I still wouldn't pull for them. Negative. Oh, I should have pulled in right there back here and shoot. I missed that. Well, I'm anybody but Carolina, so I'll be a State fan if I have to. Alright, where's there he is? Had to come in that bottom gate down there and I totally missed it. Yeah, I like the Terrace, man. I mean, it's basically the T7. The front end's styled a little different, but the back end with the wide tires and all that, it's all the same. But yeah, I like it. This Optim's okay. This was one that one of our normals in chat, usually Mr. James, he wanted the Optim in there really bad, so I obliged. I tell you, man, I think South Carolina's going to be tough. There's just something there's something about the look of that South Carolina team, man, that just, I don't know. They're tough, man. Alright, let's see. So I'm not going to worry about getting that little patch, or this one, or that one. Not going to be getting a lot out of that anyway. Yeah, the wheel weight's just like the new 800, the Fent 800. I actually sold the blue T7. It was, I think, is in the it's in the the cover image. I sold it right before the thing so I could get the Fent 800. I knew it didn't have as much horsepower on it, but I don't know, man. I love the new Fent 800 for the console we got as that mod. Super killer, love it. So I'll be able to tool in that thing, which is why pretty much my money went down next to nothing. This is probably not going to work out right, but we're going to see if this does. These trailers never have worked all that well. Yeah, it's not going to put it up there. No, I don't watch sports. I don't watch it all the time, but you know, you do get into the bracket pools and everything for this, so that's typically I'll get into it on that. What's going on, Jen? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. You're a fresh name, so welcome. This is your first time. Let's see here. I'll just back this right in here. Alright, yeah, there's the 800 right there. Love that thing. I had somebody private message me about a couple days ago, and I wasn't familiar with their name. Wasn't someone that normally is in chat with us a lot, so just wanted to throw out a little informational thing. I'll probably wind up doing this and putting it in a separate video at some point. What was I doing? I just lost my train of thought. Dadgummit. Oh, yeah. So they asked me about the Lely Juno and if there's going to be an update for it. And I asked them what the problem with the Juno was. And they said, well, it's not picking up the grass anymore. So the thing about the way that this works now, it used to, before the update, delete the grass. Now, instead of wasting, because I actually figured out the way in the animals and the cleanliness works, whenever you pull that up, sometimes that could be, depending on how many sheep or pigs or cows that you own, it's quite it's quite I don't know, it's quite a bit of big difference when it comes to the percentage of the amount of food that it puts into a bucket when you go up there and you sweep it up. So what he changed on the Juno was he changed the fact that it actually dumps it back into the pit. So if you go in and feed your sheep, cows, pigs, whatever, if you go in and feed them and they are full to the gill, they will not accept any more food, and you start the Juno to clean it up, if they have not started eating that food or it is not updated and it has gone away, then it will not empty that food back into it. So that's why it'll just sit there and it'll hold like 100%, and it won't go anywhere. So if you're curious and you think, oh, well, it's broke sometimes, but it's not broke this time, that's what's going on with it. Took me a while to figure that one out, but finally the dots all connected one night, and I was like, oh, so that's what he's done. So it does work, it just does not work whenever you have a completely full trough. Let's see here. Let's go ahead. I'll just fill up the rest of this. I'll put another trailer load down there at the biogas and get it sold. I'd probably buy a feeder for the animals and a straw blower, which is not a huge expenditure. And then cows eventually. Nate Dogg on PS4 on your mom's account. Oh. It's funny. Yeah, I mean it's all good, Sob. Just typically a lot of people come in here. That's usually the first thing they do. If they see there's some viewers watching something, they just come in and self-promote, and they do it all the time. So, you know, now you know. Yeah, I appreciate that, Greg. You have yourself a good one, and yeah, I hope the reports come back good. And yeah, Kia, let me know. Just shoot me something on Twitter, and let me know how the tests come out. And definitely hope for the best. Hope you hadn't tore it up too bad. Maybe tell them if you have, maybe they can put you a bionic one in there. That might be cool. So if you're going to do it, you know, at least make it good. Go out with the bang. Probably should have transported this in the single track tractors instead of the double wheeled, twin wheeled. I do wish they had updated something on it. I wish they'd updated the silage in this map. That's the one thing I was very disheartened by. I hated the fact that the silage is pretty much non-existent down here at the biogas, which kind of begs why we even have the biogas. As it really is pretty much non-existent. Got one little teeny tiny little thing down here. I don't know. Just an observation. I gotta say, out of all the maps, I do like the road network on this map the best, by far. Right. This is one of the fields you get. I let all that die in the very first of the game because I do not like that field. I think that's probably one of the most annoying ones. You know, this is one of these areas right here that I've wanted to venture into. But you know, having the money to buy fields out here, I'm kind of curious. Like, it's such a cool little area with the way that came in. Does anybody on this PC, does this area go anywhere on PC that it doesn't do on console? Because it kind of just comes down here, and it just kind of dead ends into this like weird place. Like, looks like there's a building up here. Like maybe there was supposed to be something, or he was working on something, and it just kind of like goes off into oblivion. I was just kind of curious if it was supposed to be something else. Let's see, take left. Alright, we'll shortcut through this field now instead of driving all the way around. Let's see, where's my gate? Whoa. Another reason too, I know one of you guys had asked about the twin wheels and do I like twin wheels on all my tractors, but the one reason I do the twin wheels on this one is because it is of the bigger engine size, but it does not destroy the crops since it's twin narrows. Anything narrow tire, it's not going to destroy them. Now, if you've unfortunately we don't have trailers with double twins narrows. You know, they're all standard wheels, so your trailers, if you're pulling them through fields, will destroy the crops. But then the tractor by itself won't. So that's another reason I'd put the twin narrows on this one. I don't think any of the other tractors, minus maybe a couple of the smaller ones, have twin narrows. But I think the Optim's probably about one of the only tractors that has twin narrows. I don't think they come on any other tractors. A couple small ones like the little Lindner tractor, little teeny tiny little one, I think it does, and maybe one other one, but I think that's pretty much it. All the rest of them are got to be on the smaller, medium tractor size scale down, and I think they only have like the single narrows. So didn't know what. Didn't know they didn't destroy the crops. trying to think here what I want to do next. I think I'll just park this over here. I don't think I have a fertilizer around here, do I? So I got one out of that. It should be fertilizing. What is this? Okay, that's just the additional tank. Oh, I do have spray. Oh, I know where all this stuff is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's hop in this bad boy. Let's go down to where my stuff is. I'd forgotten all about that. So I've got another little area that I kind of made up. It's not, I didn't really do anything special, but I did add a nice little awning. I ran out of space on all my farms here. So I bought some of the Coon DLC stuff and put it down here. And I think it's down here. Yeah, right there on the northwest corner of 15. Let's see if I can take a right. You'll see the shelter there. That's where a lot of all my coon stuff is. At some point, I'd kind of wanted to maybe add another one. And I guess my plan originally was to look at picking up 13, 14, and 15, 11, 12, and staying in this area, doing a lot of my bale silage wrapping, sales over here. You know, anything and everything. It's kind of was my main plan. And I'm at least going to pick this up and pull it back down here. I did grab the, whoops. Hey, sounds good, Cracker. Nice to meet you, and welcome to the streams. I'll try to be back on, you know, some daytime stuff, but if not, I hope to see you on sometime on the night streams. I should get this thing. There we go. Get it out of there. So the thing is, I think I'm gonna take this over if it hasn't grown in completely, which I'm looking at it here and it doesn't look like it has. It's still green. So hopefully I might be on the second or third stage. I can do one of these. This does have twin wheels. I mean narrow tires in the back, so you're good to go on this tractor, and this big one in the front. You're good to go on it when it comes to spraying the field. We'll see how easy or tough or hard this is, which I haven't done this field spraying wise, but typically spraying is generally kind of tough. You gotta omit some just to be able to do it and do it effectively and efficiently. I bet I can't drive through this. Let's see. Nope, it did let me. So it looks like we're on the second stage of growth. So third's a little taller, and then fourth is the harvest stage. So, so I could effectively still spray this one, but the hardest thing about doing this, and just an FYI about fertilizing, it's generally a lot easier to do granular first. So let's say you plant seed and then you do granular. That would be your second stage, and then you'd spray after. It's hard. Honestly, on this game, it's hard to see where you fertilized. We don't have any kind of a map. Well, we do have a map, but it's not easily accessible. Not inside the game to figure out where you're going and how much. Oh, look at that! That thing is freaking destroying crop. What the heck? It's supposed to be narrow tired. That's annoying. Alright, this looks like it's going to destroy a little bit of the crop. Although my big huge tractor and tires won't, but those little tires will. Interesting. It should be. You know, you can see in here when you can see what you've fertilized stage wise. You can see what you've done that perspective, but you have to go back to the main menu and go back through the menus to find that. And then, oh, I missed the single one there. Oh well. I'm surprised at those tires, because the narrow tires on the tractor don't take anything from it. So I'm surprised those wheels do, and I wonder if that's meant to happen that way. Typically they do destroy the crop, but not as much as it's destroying. I mean, it's like it's a fully wide load wheel. And it looks like they don't have collisions on the end of that, which is great. Oh, never mind, they do. So I'm just going to squeeze down here and see if I can grab some of this down here and throw some fertilizer on it. This thing's probably too big for this field. Probably just need to bite the bullet and do it granular. If you were going to do this and do it through all three, then you could just follow your same track. Just follow the same track that you were making before, and it will work. I'm going to fold up to make it around this telephone pole. Good thing is this thing actually folds and unfolds really quickly. There we go. Now, if I had my pick, I'd probably go with the other sprayer, the big one, the New Holland one. It still does at 7, but I still like it just because it's one and I don't have to worry about pulling a trailer. But yeah, it would be nice to see an overlay, or it would be nice to see tracked, or you know, part of the field that did not get sprayed or something like that, because you still have to go through. Like, if you want to see, if you have not plowed this field, you will not see the fertilization unless you go through your menus and turn that particular part of the menu off. So you'd have to turn off plowing, you know, creates bigger yield, or whatever the catch is on it. Then you would have to go back and see your fertilization. So you can see it, it's just a process to see it. I mean, I'm not sure why it's that difficult. I guess they just don't see, maybe enough people don't do it. Maybe PC has an option for a mod on that. I'm not exactly sure. But at least this field will get at least 2 stages, because the next one that grows in is going to be the full harvest stage. So this is as far as I'm going to go with it, without getting it hung on everything. Yeah, I'll probably still do a night. I don't know why I wouldn't. I should be free tonight. I may carry on here at Coldborough, or I may just go to maybe go to a completely different one. But yeah, I'll probably do something tonight. I'll see why I won't. Generally I don't ant, just because it takes so much of it, and I never really stay with the map long enough to produce that much manure and slurry to warrant, you know, trying to go for it. But there's been a couple of maps that I have desperately wanted to try to do it, just to do it on stream, just because a lot of people don't do it, don't mess with it. And this was one of them that I wanted to do that on, but then again, yeah, let's see. Actually, all my fields are here, so nah, I'll take that down there. No, I won't. No, I won't. I'll stick it right here. I would probably want to spray slurry before I do manure. Manure is just tough because you've got a lot of it's just a lot. It takes a lot to do, and then it's a little bit. You'd be surprised if you ever try spraying manure. You'd be surprised how far it does not go. So at least slurry, you just pull up and do it. I mean, the only thing with manure is you'd have to set up to do it easily. You'd have to set up a conveyor belt, and then conveyor belt it into a trailer. And the only other thing outside of that would be, I guess, shoveling it in with a big scoop. But that's still going to take you a while if you're using some of the bigger manure trailers. They still take quite a bit of time to fill. All right, we'll see you, Brandon. Have a good one, buddy. I think, honestly, for me, I think this will probably be a good stopping place for me. I'll pick up tonight. I got some things here I'm just going to get done around the house while I've got a free minute here with no distractions. But anyway, I will be back on tonight, probably 11 p.m. Eastern. So you get a chance to come check that one out, please do. Don't forget, throw up a like, and if you did like it, thanks for the subscriptions. For those that did, we got gained 4 this stream, which was good for me. Appreciate that. I got 2 of them here that showed up, so the other ones must be private. So appreciate Carlos and Coliaton. I hope that's how you say that. But anyway, appreciate you guys. Those are the 2 names that I actually see, so I'll thank you and thank the other 2 invisible ones as well. Appreciate it, guys, and I will be back. Like I said, I'll be back on later on. Don't forget to like and sub if you enjoyed it, and I will see you on later tonight. I don't know if it'll be drummer tonight. I kind of got a little bit off drummered. I don't know. Viewership was terrible on that. It just completely went downhill. So nobody really wanted to watch it. At least what I assumed. So we'll just have to see. No, I've not made anything from pecan. I've messed with it some, but it's you got to have really good specimens of the species to do anything with it. It's tough. It's really hard. And usually the quality, the trees grow very short, stubby, and fat. So there's a lot of growth and a lot of warping that happens. So typically it's not the best option for building stuff on my end. So. I have not really done much with it. So, yep, we'll see you, Jules. Maybe old stream. We'll see. I might run some logging tonight. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, I will definitely be on. I'll stream tonight. And but yeah, for those, I appreciate you stopping in today and checking it out. I'm glad you enjoyed the midday stream. And I will be back on later tonight for a midnight stream. How about that? All right, we'll see you guys.